ain't dead. Divorce is not death. I want to talk about a few bullet points in regards to the energy and emotions that you could potentially feel right after a divorce in the midst of thinking about one. I had to come to grips of being ashamed and accepting that there was a shame. And my mother, God bless her. God bless her. I remember calling her just out of blue on one of my random calls, and I said, Mom, I am so sorry, and I am so ashamed, and I feel like I've disappointed you. I feel like I've disappointed his family. I feel like I disappointed him, and I'm ashamed. And that woman said, listen here, little girl. You have nothing to be ashamed about. You hear me? Absolutely. Help me understand that the shame aspect of how I felt, and she's not divorced, but the shame aspect of how I feel was normal in this process. So a big sense of guilt that I suffered in the beginning, only because I didn't feel like I had tried everything in my power. I didn't fight harder. Yes, you have initiated it. Yes, you are the person that is saying you no longer want this. But there's a lot of other undertones that need to be addressed. And at this point, it's kind of too late to address them. So if you want to move forward, you move forward, and you do it with your head held high, because you have definitely tried everything. That guilt, was short-lived, but there was a big sense of guilt for some time in the beginning. It's rage, and rage because I really didn't understand the decisions that were being made after the proceedings had begun. There was a lot of back and forth, a lot of tug of war in regards to getting my divorce. And as funny as this may sound, I worked so hard for it and haven't even gotten my divorce decree. Do you still have your marriage license? I do, but it's not visible. My parents have it. Do you want your divorce decree eventually? The battle for my divorce, that while I had a lot of support, I was truly alone in my decision making, in my thoughts, in my way of dealing with it. And I pray that anyone who supported me during that process doesn't feel offended by that. But I felt that love and that energy, but it wasn't enough. Feeling indifferent is okay. Indifferent of, do I still love this person? Why do I still care? I was with my ex-husband for 7 years. Always gonna love that man. There's levels to it. There's levels of love that you have. You lose love for people, and you learn how to deal with the love that you have. You learn how to, adjust your levels. If I can put it quite frankly. I learned how to adjust my level of love for him. Quickly, that I had to be very careful of how I expressed the demise of my life at that time. People enjoy traumatic experiences that aren't theirs. Be quite honest, feeding off energy, seeing somebody in pain, while you don't directly say, dang, I feel bad for her. I got more phone calls about how I was doing and maintaining during this horrible time in my life than I did when everything was great and we were on cruises and taking trips, So you have to really decipher very quickly who is supporting you, supporting your union, and truly feels a loss with you, or who's just being nosy and wants to see how you're gonna end up. I was asked what advice I would offer a woman who has considered divorce or recently is going through a divorce. Pray for wisdom. I had to be very, very smart about my approach in how I handled the stages and processes of my divorce. It took getting that wisdom, and once I gained that wisdom, the guidance just followed right behind them. I would tell them is to be smart, hire a lawyer. That process would have been a lot less strenuous and a lot less painful for me, but I don't regret it. And I am encouraged now to, do a workshop and help someone, not to champion divorce, but to help someone that, not feel so lost in the process, because boy, oh boy, I was lost. I mean, that was a crazy situation. I'll end up trying to be the expert. That can definitely cause a lot more harm than good. Lastly, tell that person it is okay to mourn the loss of your marriage, to be in a dark space for however long you need to be in it. Now, we obviously don't want to encourage you to be in that too long. But again, when you start to figure that you're alone, you start to get yourself out of it. And I truly did that. I mean, I forced myself to do things that, I didn't want to do, to only realize, like, this is why you didn't want to do it. It just, all the different levels and stages is super important. So, mourn. Be okay with being sad. Be okay with crying. Write. I cannot tell you how much journaling helped me. Writing in my prayer book helped me. Get those emotions out. Heal. Brings me back to my original point. Divorce does not equal death. I am doing okay. All right. Thanks so much for watching. This is a very random video, and Lord, the editing on this is gonna be cray. I appreciate it. Of course, subscribe, share, leave commentary. I love engaging with you all. See you on my next video, and always remember to be loved.